Let me ask you something, and I want you to be honest with yourself. You go to work every day. You show up on time. You do the work. You meet the deadlines, and maybe even you go above and beyond. And I appreciate that. And at the end of the week, they hand you a check, and you cash it, and you get to do it all over again next week. And here's the question nobody asks out loud: who's getting wealthy from all that effort? Because I'll tell you right now, it's not you. You know, you're not broke. You're just spending the best hours of your best years building someone else's wealth and calling it a career. Think about what actually happens when you go to work every day. You show up, you produce. The company sells that production for more than they pay you for. And that's how business works. I'm not criticizing it, it's just the math. The difference between what you produce and what they pay you is called profit. And that profit builds the owner's wealth, not yours. Now, your boss might be a great person. Your company might treat you well. You might even like your job. None of that changes the fundamental question. You are trading time. They're paying you for it. They keep the rest. And every year, they give you a little raise to keep you comfortable enough to come back and do it again. I talked about this in another video, and that that raise isn't progress. That raise is the cost of keeping you in the trap for another year. Here's what really gets me though. The most ambitious, hardworking people I know, people with real talent and real drive, are pouring all that energy into building someone else's dream. They're climbing a ladder that's leaning against someone else's building, and they're proud of how fast they're climbing. I was that person once. A lot of people I know were that person. And one day they looked up and realized the ladder isn't going where you thought it was going. Here's the other thing nobody tells you about the 9 to 5. There's a ceiling. There's always a ceiling. You can get promoted, you can get raises, you can climb all the way to the top of that organization. And at every step of the way, your income will still be completely dependent on that company deciding to keep paying you. The day they decide they don't need you anymore, whether it's a layoff, a restructure, a new CEO who wants to bring in his own people, your income stops. Everything you built for them stays, but you get to start over. You know, I asked this question in another video. If you stop working tomorrow, how long before everything falls apart? Most people in corporate America, the answer is 60 to 90 days, maybe less. That's not financial security. That's financial fragility dressed up in a salary with a benefits package. Now, here's what I'm not saying. I'm not saying quit your job tomorrow. I'm not saying your employer is evil. I'm not saying the 9 to 5 has no value. What I'm saying is the job was never supposed to be the whole plan. Your job is a starting point. It's the base of income while you build things that belong to you, something that keeps paying you when you stop showing up. A rental property, some sort of scalable business, digital income, something. Because here's the truth about every person I've watched build financial freedom over the past 25, 30 years, not one of them got there because their employer decided to make them wealthy. Every single one of them built something on the side, something they owned, and eventually that thing grew enough that the job became optional. The job didn't give them freedom. The thing they built gave them freedom. So here's the question I want to leave you with today. What are you building for yourself? Not for your employer, not for the shareholders, not for the company's quarterly report. What are you building that belongs to you, that will be paying you 5 years from today, whether you show up or not? If the answer is nothing, that's not a judgment. That's just where you are right now. But it doesn't have to be where you stay. The job will pay your bills. It was never going to get you where you really want to go. That part is up to you. If this video hits close to home and you're really starting to think about what freedom looks like for you and what life looks like for you, I put together something called the Freedom Workbook. It's completely free. It walks you through where you are right now financially, what personal freedom actually means to you, what that number is, and what vehicles are available to you to start building income that doesn't require you to show up. Real estate, business, digital income, it's all in there. No hype, no pitch, just a plain English exercise that helps you see your situation clearly, probably for the first time. The link is below in the description. Download it and let's start building something that belongs to you. Talk to you soon.